Safety in archery. Have anyone has idea about safety? In all sports, archery would be a very dangerous sport like shooting. If the athletes or any other party involved in the sport does not behave or obey archery safety rules and regulations, what will happen? It will be ended with a disaster. So we have to carefully avoid these type of circumstances, especially in the field, during the match play and during the competition simply. It says, safety says, simply is keeping yourself and others free from harm or danger. Also, it means avoid accident by being careful with what you do. Okay? That is the simple definition of a safety. When we talk about archery, shooting after the time signal during practice or practicing without following the time sequence. Coming out of the shooting line with the arrow on the bow. Sometimes it happens because archers, those who are shooting in the competition, are stressed. Of course, yes, they are. They made many mistakes, unbelievable mistakes sometimes. They are coming behind the shooting line with the arrow on their bow. Okay? And the other one, drawing the bow in the archer's rest area, which is completely not allowed. No one can draw their bow without standing on the shooting line. So, this is also one aspect we have to consider during the competition. And judges, scorers and agents walking out of the blinds. My goodness, can you imagine when they are in the blinds, they cannot see what will happen what is going on in the shooting line because they are in the blinds. That's why we call it blinds. That's why we call it blinds. Yes. So, if they might not follow the sequence, like if archer shoot, the team is shooting 3, 2, whatever arrows, if they don't follow the sequence, if someone come out from the blinds accidentally, what will happen? Accidentally, yes. So, we have to be aware of these type of situations also. These are called the safety. And pulling arrows out of the target. I will show you the next one. When we start our archery, those are the principal rules our coaches teaching us. These are the principal rules. Don't pull arrows if someone behind you. Especially it will affect your eyes, maybe your face, maybe your chest, wherever, but it is harmful. When drawing back the string of his or her bow, an athlete must not use any technique which, in the opinion of the judges, could allow the arrow, if accidentally released or fly be on a safety zone or safety arrangements overshoot area. Net may be a wall. If an athlete persists in using such a technique, he or she will, in the interest of safety, be asked by the chairperson of the judges commission and or the director of shooting to stop shooting immediately and to leave the field. We have that full authority, we can call it authority, to disqualify an archer if consistently doing these things. Immediately we have to do this action because it's a safety issue. Safety is not for you, not only for you, not only for archers, it's for everybody, everyone who are in the field. So, when we talk about safety, we have to talk about hydro. These are the contents we are going to talk. And what is considered a hydro? Is it the same for compound and recurve bows? What should we do when we consider a specific technique to be a safety issue? What is considered a hydro? And compound and recurve bows are not like same. When we consider about hydros, compound and recurve are not in the same way. Unlike recurve bows and compound bow, poundage is very high, so the impact of the arrow is much higher than the recurve bow. Impact of the arrow is much higher than the recurve bow. With higher poundage, compound arrows may travel more distance than recurve arrows. And also the compound bow has a mechanical releaser. Mechanical releaser sometimes malfunction, it can be malfunction, the mechanical releaser. So, we can conclude the compound bows much more dangerous than the recurve bows. I can remember when we were in the competition, my CJ asked me to take some pictures of hydro archers. That was in 2011, somewhere in Colombia. During that time, I was not aware of what is hydro and how could we identify the hydro. Even today we have some certain rules and regulations, but still it's in a questionable situation because archers using some tricky techniques. Last time when I was in Thailand, one team, lady archer, female archer, she had hydro. Obviously, we have observed, we were talking, we have a discussion and all, and our CJ went and asked her coach, she has a hydro. My CJ was talking to the coach, not the archer, but when we talked to the coach, she knew it. When we had that discussion with the coach, she came to us and she said, "Oh no, it's not hydro. When I was shooting back home, my daughter took many videos. It's not hydro." It's like that. most of the archers are not accept, they do have that accent. That is the major challenge for our judges to face, because they don't, sometimes coaches, yes, they said no, 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 my archer, she doesn't have, he or she may, he don't have that accent, it's not hydro, it's not sidro. So as judges, we must be fully aware of these type of situation and how to handle. If you are in a competition, how do you handle this type of situation? If you could see one archer has a hydro, especially we have noticed in W1 para archers has more hydros, because they are sometimes they are it's because of their disability, it's very hard to pull their arrows. So they are sometimes they raise their bow arm with the bow. So observe the archer several times, because it can be changed by one arrow to another one. It can be changed by one arrow to another one, because sometimes from the beginning he must be drawing his bow like this, but after a couple of times he can be more lower when he pulling the bow. So that's why we need to observe the archer several times and ask the opinion of the other judges. If you have seen an archer shooting an hydro position, after you observe, you go to another judge, you call your colleague and come, can you see whether it is hydro or not? Then we have different, sometimes we have different view. Okay? So after that you go to the chairman. Chairman will come and have a look. Maybe you can take pictures or video, especially the video. Video is the best, because you can see clearly how they raise the bow and how they pull in the arrow and how they release everything. Keep it in your mind. Make sure when you are inspecting an archer, you have to have some kind of evidence to prove your action, right? So that you have to have some pictures or video to show. Most of the time they are not accepting what we are proposing. So after in this situation, are we tell the archer straight we go to the archer? No. Talk to the archer's team captain or the coach. If they don't have, some of them they don't have team captains, but they have coaches. If they don't have coach or the team captain, you can talk to the archer directly. Otherwise, we don't talk to the archer directly. In what situation the chairman of the judges commission will ask to stop shooting that archer? After our discussion, if we think it's a hydro, we talk to archer's team captain or the coach. What are we going to tell them? We are asking them to adjust your archer's shooting way. It is hydro, he has to lower down when he is pulling his arrow. If the archer doing it repeatedly, after we advise the coach or the team captain either or the archer. If he is doing continuously, we can disqualify him. We can ask him to leave the field because it is dangerous to everybody. It is simple, but it is not simple like what I said. It is very complicated. You have to follow all the procedures, like you have to have the evidence to prove that. Even after you advise the archer, you can take pictures whether he reduce it or not. So after that only you can take the decision. What about this? He was penalized for this, for hydro, but actually it is not a hydro. But during that time, that's what I said, in those days we didn't have specific rules and regulations on hydro. So in that competition, this archer was disqualified. Yes, for hydro, but not now. I mean, there's long days ago. Okay, we don't consider this as a hydro, but I was talking about the incident. This archer was disqualified for hydro, but it is not hydro. Do you consider this as hydro? It is depending on the angle and whether it's near the full draw, and more important is where it goes. It is important where it goes. Why it is important where it goes? During the competition, one compound archer, that also long ago, misses the target and hit someone who walks behind the target on road. On the road, yes. One girl, small girl, hit from here. We had to stop the tournament. That is why we need to see important where it goes. That is why it is important where it goes. These type of things can be happen. That's why we are very considerate about safety. It is. I will tell you. It is a judge's experience. Okay. Judge's knowledge and judge's observation to identify a hydro or a wide draw. Simple. Racing bow and or swinging bow cannot be considered as a hydro, but doing with an arrow, also with a considerable draw, with an issue, we always need to identify the principle of the purpose of the rule. It's simple. What about this? Very little tension on the bow. Very little tension. But the bow is high. You can see. He drags his bow like this, high, but it has very few power. Okay? What about this one? During the world archery events, you can see cameraman coming from top of the archer's line, from this side, that side. It doesn't matter. Sometimes they are top on the final because they all covered by the TV coverage. Yes, most of the finals will be covered by camera and be live telecasted. So this, forget about the cameraman now here in this situation. Okay? Now this is, you can consider as the hydro? No. It's a long bow. He has to aim that high to reach the target. Okay? For that he can raise his hand, and it has very low poundage. It doesn't reach the target. Yes. What about this one? Is it hydro? Very good. I think you all know hydro already. Good. It's a long bow. It doesn't have sights and it's a very low poundage bow. Why do we consider as a dangerous? Why do we consider its hydro is dangerous? If someone pulls the bow like this and it goes far, but in this, no, it's a long bow, it doesn't go very far, it has very low poundage. Okay? Okay, this is not, we cannot, not yet. She's just pulling, she's trying to pull the bow, but she has not pulled the bow yet. Okay? If she pull the bow like this, it will be a hydro, but in this picture, so far, she has not pulled the bow. Okay, what about this one? It has some other thing. You can see it's an Indo. She didn't pull, yes, she didn't pull. But still, in Indo, we consider if she pulls like this, if she, there now in this picture, she is not pulling. But if she pulls in this angle, it will be really, really dangerous. Why? Indo. Sometimes we have, yes, exactly. If arrow hits the back wall, it can come back. What about this one? It is field archery. They shoot up to the hills, the targets set up in the hills. Okay? What about this? Do you consider this is not dangerous? It is. It is really, really dangerous. Why? Why it is dangerous? She cannot see what is going on. What is going on in front of her? Whether it's someone walking, whether archer crossing, she cannot see. So it's completely dangerous. Okay, then we are come to the references. Archer is, we can see archer is 195 centimeters, 6 feet 7 inches, 5 inches tall, shooting a lower target. This is very important. Keep it in your mind. Normal draw 5 degree higher, start the upper target. First 7 degree higher, high draw started below flag. Second 8 degree higher, high draw started just above the flag. Here. If the archer is tall, 6 feet 5 inches tall, shooting high draw is we consider as high draw, and the second high draw would have gone into the trees 120 meters from the shooting line. So the arrow will be ended into the trees 120 meters from the shooting line. What is our maximum distance to shoot the target archery? What is the maximum distance? 90. But this arrow may goes up to 120 meters. So it's far beyond the target. Okay? So this is really, really important to check the angle, the degrees how he draw his bow and how it goes to the target. When you go to the competition, you should go around and see if there anyone doing high draw or side draw. Side draw also same. Yes. What will happen if someone doing the side draw? What will happen? It can goes up to the spectator's area, and mostly it can be harm to the next archer who is shooting with you in the same target. Because if he turn the bow, the first one who is affected is the next archer who is shooting with you. Okay? So, safety, that is why the safety in this archery is more important. When you observe the archer, you have to observe in every corner, like left side, right side, and from the behind. That is also important. From the behind, you can see clearly when we like this. If someone standing behind, you can see which area, this way, or this way. You can see clearly that. When you observe the archer, in every corner, you have to watch the archer. Then only you can come to the conclusion whether he or she has an high draw. We are in a sport, okay? We never do this type of things. We never aim our bow to someone else. Okay? Thank you.